All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to Of the Devil. Last time, oh wow, we always start on page 1 of saves. That's a bit troubling. Last time, we delved further and further into the murder or suicide of Dr. David Asher, and found some secret rooms with secret videos that we have to decrypt. And also some old flames that he lost contact with. And called and talked to the night of the murder. But now, however, we've run out of some time. Hello, Twat, welcome to the stream. And it is time to start the courtroom scene. Will Sarah be able to decrypt everything in time? I hope so, and probably just in time for climactic finale. Alright, let's get started. Things are quieter than I expected here at the courthouse. Though I've always felt courthouse is a bit of a misnomer. Government building is probably the best way to describe these towers. All-encompassing and impenetrably vague. 100 floors of officials and documents and paper-pushing queues. With a couple dozen courtrooms squeezing along the way. Didn't think I'd be arguing in court when I woke up today. Didn't think that my friend would be dead, or that he'd have thrust an android onto my lap either. I could just walk in there and concede. Emma would be irritated and more than a little confused, but I could play it off as an exercise in grief. The android would complain loudly, of course, but I wouldn't have to listen to it. Now that it's registered in my name, I could probably just order the damn thing to reset its memory. But I haven't done that. And I guess I don't plan to. Why? It must be because I have my suspicions as well. Sarah insists that David would never commit suicide. And I haven't actually stopped myself to ask myself whether or not I agree. David was rational, subdued, private, hard on himself, and not prone to emotional outbursts. So maybe that's why I'm finding myself outside a courtroom, prepared to humor and add suspicions before the state. Because I don't really believe David killed himself either. What's your progress bar at? I can confirm that I am making progress. Well, shit, let's not get ahead of ourselves. But it would be difficult to summarize that progress in terms of a completion percent. Give it your best shot anyway. 4%. Are you feeling confident in your case? Markedly less so after hearing that. Do you think the judge will be amenable to your argument? What are you talking about? Do you know the judge we've been assigned? Are they particularly lenient or strict? Adjutants are always a coin flip, so... You do know what an adjutant is, don't you? Are you expecting to see a bearded old man with a robe and gavel when we get in there? Should I not? Adjutants are android judges, okay? With all the authority that entails. I'm surprised to hear that people are willing to accept rulings made by automated dependents. Rulings come from landmark cases in the higher courts. Those are passed down by actual judges, real people with decades of study and experience. But not every eviction case or traffic ticket that ends up in court requires years of legal expertise. Sometimes all you need is a referee and a sentencing algorithm. So, androids are used to reduce caseload? Been that way for decades. But how is a law that replaces judges ever enforced? Wouldn't there be injunctions? Stalling? Judges did fight it for years, at every level and in every theater. But the public lost their patience for that kind of obstruction during the 60s. The state needed to shred budgets across the board. And so judges that couldn't be replaced by years of legal battles were instead ushered into early retirement by the unrelenting force of our great nation's accountants. And it's not controversial, having machines determine sentencing for human beings. Whatever controversy there is, it gets aimed at the machines, not the people who put them there. And the machines can't lose sleep over it. Besides, it used to be that even the most high profile of crimes wouldn't get a court date until weeks or months later. Nowadays, most crimes are prosecuted within a single business week. And that's not rushing things. Keeps people in my line of work on their toes, that's for sure. I'm just surprised to hear that there's so much haste. Don't they teach you about classical conditioning in android school? You gotta feed the dog immediately after you ring the bell. If punishment doesn't follow the crime in quick succession, the lesson doesn't stick. I see. But if adjutants are so effective, why aren't they used in every trial? Why aren't they used in politics? That's a logical question to ask. And the answer is, that logic only gets you so far when it comes to people. Doesn't everyone want the courts to be just as possible? If adjutants are truly impartial and incorruptible, everyone wants justice, sure. But there are other considerations to be had. Such as disgust. What? That's all people really care about. What all their morals boil down to. Just what they do or don't find disgusting. Only problem is everything's more palatable when viewed through a screen. So when everyone sees the world through AR and cameras and no one ever gets dirt under their fingernails, you'd be surprised what you can get away with. I don't understand. Yeah, well, therein lies the problem. (6:24 p.m., July 1st, 2086. Courtroom 48D. Just a preliminary hearing, huh? You wouldn't know it from the look on her face. But I shouldn't have expected any leeway once we stepped into the courtroom. Not with her. That's the adjutant up there. Is it asleep? It's loading. It needs to load. Don't be rude. Not every ad can afford to be decked out as extravagantly as you. Especially not those the state buys in bulk. There's an audience. You mean the gallery? That's nothing. It could have been a lot worse. Word of any trial in the case of David Asher's death must have spread like wildfire. Even a mock trial like this one. Detectives like Reyes or London would get chewed out for leaking things to the press. But uniformed officers had little to lose and a lot to gain by dropping a text to their attentive friends in the media. And then there's the corporate plants. Interns, usually. Preferably ones with modded eyes. It's illegal to film inside a courtroom, but this is the year 2086. Things are gonna get out one way or another. I don't like having my face on camera. I don't like attention in general. But I'm not such a coward that I'd skip David's funeral just because there'd be a paparazzi outside of it. My pretty little likeness is going to end up in the background of some tabloid photograph one way or another by the end of this circus. At least this way it's decent marketing for my legal services. What will happen once the adjutant finishes loading? How will the trial proceed? With all those films you watch, I'd figure that you could extrapolate. I'm asking so as to correct any misconceptions. Well, not everything is on the silver screen is outdated. The court will come to order and there'll be a clarification of the charges. The defense enters a plea, and if it's not guilty, the prosecution begins making their case. That means calling witnesses to the stand, correct? Mostly. Sometimes they'll testify virtually from a separate location. Depends on the security concerns surrounding the particular individual and the case. What do you do then? Sit here and watch? Not if I want to get paid. I cross-examine the witnesses after the prosecution are done questioning them. I can present evidence or witnesses of my own in response as long as I have discovery backing me. You said that before. Discovery means... Just that I can't pull stuff out of my pockets and present it without any kind of context. I have to have proof that I acquired it legally during the course of my investigation. Most of the time, that means having recordings or witnesses that can verify my investigation. Which I can provide. You didn't think I was letting you tag along because I liked you, did you? And the jury? I don't see where they would sit. The jury hasn't sat in the actual courtroom for years now. They have their own chambers where they watch a feed of the trial's proceedings in anonymity. And that's not an issue. Don't people want to look someone in the eye before passing judgment on them? You've got an old-fashioned sense of justice, don't you? But there's no jury at a preliminary hearing, anyway. It's only meant to evaluate whether or not the prosecution has enough evidence to go to trial. A mere formality in today's day and age. With tools like optics and arcs, there's never any sort of evidence to work with. So all you have to do today is to convince the adjutant. Easier said than done. Adjutants lean heavily towards evidence over arguments. And right now all the evidence suggests that David killed himself. If it's going to be an uphill battle, I can't afford to stumble. I need to focus on establishing an alternate interpretation of the facts, and it needs to be solid. But I don't have a suspect or even a motive for killing David. Yet. Anyway, I'll need to be sharp. Emma doesn't play nice enough for me to be anything less. I think it's waking up. The third lower court is now in session. Adjutant AD 84 presiding. I call to order the case of the People versus Asher. Do the people wish to make an opening statement? No, Your Honor. No point in bothering when it's just the adjutant here. Very well. Do the defense wish to make an opening statement? Not at this time, Your Honor. Might as well ring the bell and get this shit show stopped. If neither the people nor the defense wish to make an opening statement, then it falls to me to set the stage. My model name is Adjutant. My unit designation code is AD-84. I'm a machine, an automated dependent, and I serve the state by presiding over trials. You might find yourself wondering, why? What gives the machine the right to judge a human? A fair question, but the answer is simple. In every culture, in every society, no matter how it is worshipped, enshrined, or deified, justice has one defining quality. Justice is beautiful. Like a balanced equation, like the golden ratio, like the Vitruvian man, justice is beautiful. So what gives me the right? This gorgeous spot. Have a lot more personality than you would think. Whatever. Forget it. Forget I said anything. I was just trying to lighten the mood, but I can see everyone hates me. Do the trial without me. They're guilty or whatever. Your Honor. Wait, what the flip? This defendant's already dead. Why are we doing this? Is this a debug thing? 'Cause I'll log the error if I need to. No, Your Honor. This is a preliminary hearing to determine whether David Asher did, in fact, commit suicide, as he... I get it. You want to make sure he wasn't cuckoo in the cranium before you cut up his will like a T-bone. I didn't realize that adjutants were so lively. They aren't. They're supposed to be austere and statuesque. Looks like we got served the most in need of repairs adjutant the court system could find. What if a paper pusher we rushed to get this trial going was to want a little payback for the kindness? Hello, Nagitoto, welcome to the stream. What's that look for? Could it be you're trying to size me up? Wouldn't dream of it, Your Honor. Good. Because if you have any doubts about my ability to run this trial, I could always just enact summary judgment here and now. I'm sure you'd find my ruling to be fair and even-handed. That won't be necessary, Your Honor. She's much more of a character than I'm used to seeing up there, even counting all the flesh and blood judges I've met. But she's still an adjutant. She'll follow the evidence where it leads. So long as I can make a few adjustments for the occasional outburst from the bench, my plan's still workable. So, people, shall we get started with that first witness? Right away, Your Honor. The people call Dr. Yumi Sato to the stand. It's Yumi. Hey. So how about it, pretty lady? You swear to tell the whole and unadulterated truth to the best of your ability. I do. Good enough for me. Dr. Sato, you were in charge of the autopsy for David Asher, were you not? I was. And when did you make your examination? I started last night. Well, technically 1 a.m. would be very early this morning. I think you can still say last night if you're talking about 1 in the morning. Objection. The defense will have their opportunity to cross-examine until then. They should refrain from making errant remarks. The hell? All I said was... Yeah, what she said. You mean sustained? Don't get cute with me, counselor. What? Being cute is my job. God damn, we've barely gotten started. That seemed pretty bad, Adonai. I see. Making mistakes will increase your blind. Blind is how much credit you lose for answering incorrectly when you yourself are controlling the ante. Oh, that's your penalty level. Increments on its own throughout the trial as stakes get higher. But resets at the end of each day. Starts and caps out at a higher number if you're playing high roller. Mind the blind. Helps you gauge what you stand to lose. We should try to avoid being penalized in the future. Thanks for the tip. Shake it off. I'll get my chance to raise objections of my own soon enough. Dr. Sato, were you able to determine the cause of death? He passed away due to respiratory failure. Could you explain what that means to the court? Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. It seemed by the time he arrived at the hospital, he was no longer breathing. What does respiratory failure look like? What are the symptoms? There would be lightheadedness, dizziness, fainting, pale skin, and a bluish tinge around certain extremities. And the condition he was in matched those symptoms. Correct. In your experience, what are the most common causes of respiratory failure? It can be caused by injury or disease, but the subject had no wounds or reported illnesses, and otherwise appeared to be perfectly healthy. And what else could cause respiratory failure then? It is also commonly seen in fatal drug overdoses. Drug overdoses. Did you perform a tox screen on Dr. Asher? Yeah, but its tox screen came back clean. Whatever killed him, it wasn't something we've encountered before. Wait, a clean tox screen? Clean. Dialogue proceed automatically during testing. Oh shit. Fuck berries. Oh, that's not very nice. Oh, wowzers. I gotta be fast. Gotta go faster. Okay. You'll need to read carefully and wait for a witness to make a statement that sounds wrong. The call button to call their bluff. Hover over the call button or toggle on insight to focus on the claims within a witness statement. Okay, good. Okay. It will loop. Okay, good. I was like, oh God. Is it going to be more like non-stop debate then? Huh, let's see. Speaking of R.I.P. Eden's Garden, fucking hell, man. Can't let this chance slip by. I need to catch a mistake the second it comes out of her mouth. Whiskey, David's contract, upright cup. Subject passed away due to respiratory failure. Okay, good. It's not too fast. Essentially, he wasn't getting enough oxygen into his blood. He would have experienced lightheadedness, dizziness, then fainting. Okay, so it's pretty lenient. As the subject was healthy, their respiratory failure must be attributed to a drug overdose. But when a tox screen was run at the hospital, it came back negative. It came back clean. It was puzzling, to say the least. Something she said just now doesn't make sense. I have evidence that directly contradicts her, so I just need to find the right moment to present it. How do we take a look at our evidence? Let's see. See, it's... Respond with it. Look here, 3 cards to show up and confirm your card before the timer runs out. No, wait. God damn it. That's fast. Oh, what the fuck? You don't get to look at your evidence? Okay. Well, shit, man. Oh, god damn it. Okay, so I do lose. Okay. There's only room for one airhead in this courtroom, and it's not you. It's me. Of course. Damn. So this is the last time you get to look at your evidence, huh? Fuck. Okay, I was caught off guard. So yeah, it's got to be the bottle of whiskey. Okay. Wanna bet? It's impossible for David Ash's tox free to be clean, and we all know it. Since he was on camera drinking alcohol the night that he died. Nice. That makes sense. You got that wrong. And that scared you? The witness merely misspoke, Your Honor. As it plainly states on the tox report itself, Dr. Asher did have alcohol in his blood. But not at such a concentration as to be lethal. Yeah, my bad. When I said the tox screen was clean, I just meant it didn't tell the attending physicians anything they didn't already know. Overall, a little more nitpicky than I like to be. But at least I was able to balance the momentum, more or less. Shall we continue, Dr. Sato? If the tox screens were negative for pharmaceuticals and drugs, what caused Dr. Ash's respiratory failure? During my autopsy, I analyzed his blood and was able to isolate a foreign compound. So there was a lethal dose of a drug inside his body. It just happened to be a drug that the hospital had never encountered before. That's correct. I think we're all going to get tired pretty fast if we don't at least pick a placeholder name for this substance, Your Honor. The people don't object, Your Honor. In that case, I'll put all my creative heuristics to work coming up with an original, scientific, fitting name for this substance. A name like Omega 3. Oh, God. That name is already taken. Fine, call it Delta or whatever. Delta. Used in science to denote an unknown variable. Not bad. Deltas are their meanings when it comes to drugs. But yeah, our Delta matches no known public pharmacology or toxicology records. That being said, chemically it does have all the hallmarks of a general depressant. I know the feeling. So it stands to reason that it will exhibit a similar effect on the body when ingested. You say ingested. Why? I eliminated all other possibilities during my examination of the body. He must have swallowed it, and judging from his stomach contents, it must have been a liquid. Thank you, Dr. Sato. All right, so the last time I can look at the evidence is when the cards are over here. Okay. And I just have to keep that in mind. But it's not like Ace Attorney in which you have to pick from all your evidence. You essentially get only 3 things. So I think that makes it a bit more fair. Because if you only have to pick from a choice of 3 or however many they lay out here rather than your whole list, then it's easier to remember what exactly is in each, and it gives you a chance to review that before it starts. I would have liked a little warning before that, though, that you can't view the details of your evidence during the witness testimony, especially since it's not timed. It doesn't seem like there's a reason not to. Shall I summarize things for the court? Yes, please. I wasn't listening that closely. The victim died of respiratory failure. And his tox screen shows that his body was clear of anything that could cause respiratory failure. Except for this unknown substance, the poison we've labeled Delta. Well, that sounds like a textbook suicide. Should we wrap it up here? Not quite yet, Your Honor. This may clearly be a poisoning, but there's at least one detail about this case that doesn't feel like a suicide at all. The people shouldn't get ahead of themselves. There's nothing textbook about a supposed suicide that had a witness sitting there watching it happen. As you say. Well, now I'm lost. Was this poisoning a suicide or not? If that's the case, then perhaps we should give the defense the opportunity to cross-examine. Unless they're going to insist on testifying themselves. How kind of you to offer. Ball's in my court now, so how do I counter? Emma's argument basically goes as follows. David ingested the Delta knowingly, and the Delta causes respiratory failure. He died of respiratory failure, thus David committed suicide. Oh, a new thingy. Let's see, during blackjack, every piece of information you learn deals you a card. Oh, I see. Oh, okay, so this is going to be like the connecting logic. Choose only the questions that are logical and relevant, and only press if you think a line of questioning is worth continuing. Else you go bust and lose credit. Select the press option to see what the question would be. Oh, this is really cool. Okay, you have to do exactly 21. So don't press further if you're already there, and don't ask the wrong questions. With my cross-examination, I need to put a microscope over the weakest part of that argument, and hope that some cracks will appear under pressure. Okay, so let's see. Well, that's... Let's see. So either the first or the third. The first seems obvious, because okay, so this seems like the weakest question. The one that is they're least sure of. Dr. Sato, you were only able to even identify the presence of this delta after hours of work. Can you really be sure that this never-before-seen chemical can cause respiratory failure? Well, I have had time to run simulations, and they do give every indication that it would act as a depressant. And just enough of any depressant and respiratory failure would occur. This does not seem, stay. Oh, I see. Okay, so we can look at each of them before we actually... I see. Okay. So, and this time we can look at our evidence here, actually. So that's cool. Dr. Sato, you said that the subject had to have ingested the delta orally. But how sure can we actually be about that? Pretty sure. I mean, I could go into detail about the cavities that I checked, but... Oh, I see. You can hover over to see what the follow-up question would be. Only simulations. You've run simulations. So you haven't tested Delta on an actual person? No, I haven't. That'll be very difficult to do given our extremely limited sample. Not to mention highly unethical. Of course. But without such a test, you don't actually know for sure that Delta can cause any of the symptoms you described. Was there a question in that statement, Counselor? You don't actually know for sure, do you? No, not yet anyway. Oh, that's okay. That's a real question here. Was it knowingly ingested? But how sure can we be that the subject ingested the Delta knowingly? Well, we can't be sure of that. Certainly not just from an autopsy. You said it must have been a liquid, yes? Would it have been a large amount? There we go! Depends on the concentration of the delivery solution. It could have been just a drop. The kind of thing that could easily go unnoticed, yes? Calls for speculation, Your Honor. Withdrawn. Oh man, I wanted to jump on her case. Seems like that's... blackjack. Thank you for your time, Dr. Sato. We all appreciate it. But it does seem like we're still in the dark about many details regarding Dr. Ash's death. Wouldn't you say? Well, poisoning via the compound we're calling Delta is still the most likely explanation. So there are other explanations for what happened. Defense is calling for speculation, Your Honor. It's not speculation when a medical examiner is attempting to explain the cause of death, Your Honor. The witness will answer the question. Well, respiratory failure can be caused by illnesses. If he had undiagnosed pneumonia or some other disease, and his respiratory system was weakened. Undiagnosed pneumonia with his level of healthcare? It is technically possible. I'll take it. I have no more questions for this witness. I felt weak, but I can't be picky when I'm stalling for time. Seeding doubt whenever I can, however I can, is just about all that I can manage. Detective Reyes, you were one of the leads in investigating this crime scene. Yes, ma'am. And did you interview the EMTs who first arrived on the scene? I did. They responded to an emergency signal from the home's security console, located in the kitchen. What did they find when they arrived on the scene? The victim was unconscious on the floor of his parlor. He was receiving CPR from a witness, the individual who had called them. Oh, really? Oh, that's new. We didn't know that before. They were both airlifted to Gatesfield Memorial Hospital, and Dr. Asher was declared dead shortly after arriving there. She's actually handling herself pretty well up on the stand. I have expected her to roll her eyes during the swearing in. But when you take into consideration her love for boot heel authority, she might be right at home in the courtroom, the very seat of the state's power over the people. The witness met with the deceased about half an hour before he fell ill, from 7:30 to 8 p.m. The two of them talked for some time and shared a drink. Shortly after, Dr. Asher became distracted, lightheaded, and eventually non-responsive. And during the same time period, drinking the same liquor, this witness exhibited no symptoms themselves. None. Through a collaborative effort with Noble's Electronic Security Division, we searched the entire building. But we found nothing unusual in any of the food or drink on the premises, including the bottle that the witness and the deceased drank from. So, what was your ultimate conclusion after investigating the scene? The whiskey bottle was clean. The witness's drink was clean. Only person who got sick was Dr. Asher, drinking from a cup that had been prepared. So it was our determination that David Asher committed suicide by poisoning himself. She's pretty tight-lipped up there, but I think she's slipped up at least once. The police want to claim that they've eliminated every other possibility and covered every angle. But I know that there are a number of blind spots they're not willing to admit to. Upright cup, David's cup, poison. Alright, just since we can't ever look at it again, let's just make sure. Okay. Alright, inconclusive on the cup. And let's just recheck the upright cup. Okay. Plastic of a small amount of whiskey. Saliva Master Helen Young. No traces of foreign elements. And we know about the poison. Asher met with the witness at 7:30 p.m. last night. By 8, he was dead. He's the one who prepared their drinks. And there was no opportunity for the witness to ever slip him something. I just want to see the whole thing. He drank from a cup that he himself poisoned. Oh, that's... Ooh. This is pretty cut and dry, if you ask me. But just to be sure, we scanned the kitchen, the lab, the basement. And there was no poison anywhere else. She slipped up there and made a claim she can't actually support. All I need you to do is point it out, and I'll get to watch her self-destruct, which would be fun. What a... Oh, damn it! That was the wrong thing! That's cute, counselor. You almost made a salient point. Do I get points for that? Boy, I hope not. Otherwise, I wouldn't get to do this. Overruled. I'll need to make objections more carefully than that. Okay, that was wrong. Oh, here we go. She can't support that claim because the cup is inconclusive. Damn it! Ah, fuck berries. Let's see. See, I know this is wrong, but how do I prove it? Oh, god damn it. Because we can't, I guess we can't mention the secret room yet. Let's see. See, I want to do this because we know they didn't go in the secret room. But we can't like point that out. All right, let's see. All right, let me just reread it just to make sure I'm not missing anything. All right, let's see. You see, you'd think that this would be there in the list of evidence. All right, I'm just gonna have to. Let's see. God damn it. Let's see. Oh, it automatically. Oh, hold on. Oh, I forget. I have like literally one screen. Oh, here we go. All right. There. Okay. All right, we know that's it. Okay, that one, it doesn't look like it's that. Let's try this one. Nope. God damn it, we're at this stage already. Jeez. It's frustrating because I know there's something that she can't, but I'm trying to figure out how to do that with what I have. All right, let's see. This is the thing I know that's not true. Okay. Like that's the thing I know that's not true. Oh, went too fast. Let's try each of them on this one. Nope. God damn it. Okay, so we're not talking about the secret room here. Damn it. Because I can't not focus on that because I know that that statement is not true. So it's hard. Oh, it's really hard to think of anything else. Sure, yeah, you can give a hint, Nagitona. Like, is it this one? Let's see. Like, this seems pretty... Hey! Oh, I actually got it! That's the point. Okay. Hey, I got it without the hint. Eventually. You can't make that claim. Not when the evidence record clearly shows that the test of Dr. Ash's cup were inconclusive. I could have sworn I tried to make that point earlier. Did I present it at the wrong statement? Oh, geez. The police can't claim he drank from a poisoned cup without first proving that his cup was, in fact, poisoned. You're talking a lot of sense, lady. Does it resolve? Or do you have a response, D.A. Rockford? Testing on the deceased cup has been inconclusive so far, Your Honor. I don't dispute that. Though I'd be surprised that the defense has any idea how else the poison could have possibly been delivered to Dr. Asher alone. Oh, I presented the poison instead of the cup. It was the first day. Oh my God, that's why. Oh, it's oh my God, the classic Ace Attorney thing of when you know what to say but you don't know how to make the game realize you said it. I see. Okay. I think that would be alleviated a lot if we could like at least see the evidence as we hover over it. Like, see what the idea is. See a summary of it. Like, just a quick, 2-sentence summary. All right, at least that makes me feel a lot better, Nagitona. And though I'd be surprised at the defense have any idea how else the poison could have possibly been delivered to Dr. Asher alone. Not at this time. But that's the funny thing about the burden of proof. It's not on the defense. As we're all aware. Right, we all knew that. I definitely knew that. She's playing a frickin' PSP there. Now if the people are done bemoaning that pesky innocent until proven guilty issue, perhaps I could begin my cross-examination. Fire away, baby. Fire away, baby. Oh, we're doing blackjack again. Reyes' testimony is meant to show that David's the only one who could have poisoned himself. She'll be on guard and hard set against helping me. But if I keep her focused on eliminating other possibilities, I could get her to make my point for me before she even realizes what's happened. Detective, isn't it possible that Dr. Asher was poisoned off camera? Possible. I don't know how else it would have been done. But that just goes to show it had to have been suicide. The only time he was off camera, he was all by himself. Oh, God damn it. Oh, wow. Shit, that's not where I want to lead the conversation. It might certainly seem that way, yes. Detective, We've been doing a lot of assuming and reasoning in quick succession, so I'll ask this plainly for the court. Is there any photographic evidence showing David Asher adding anything to his drink that night? No. Seems that he already poured for the both of them by the time he returned to the parlor. He had already poured. In that case, the next question need to be when and what. Oh, hey, the question... Detective Reyes, during the course of your investigation, did you find any samples of Delta in the kitchen or parlor? No. That was a fast answer. Well, it was a pretty easy question. If we had found any poison at the scene of the crime, that'd be pretty important, don't you think? What about in his lab? His bedroom? His basement? No, no, and no. We didn't find any Delta or any other unusual substance in any part of his penthouse. Right. They never found any poison. No poison at all? Not a smidge? A skosh? At any point in the investigation, was poison found on the body of the deceased? No. He must have been searched. Did he have any capsules or vials, eyedroppers? Didn't even have his wallet on him. Why? The only people you saw on the cameras last night were Dr. Asher and this witness, correct? Yeah. There was no footage in the house of anyone else. Are there any parts of the house that aren't recorded by camera? Sure. Hey, there we go. Okay, so you can ask the wrong questions, I see. There are a number of rooms in the home's interior that don't have cameras in them. I thought you could only get penalized by pressing the wrong statement, but you can also get penalized for asking the wrong question, too. Oh, boy. Number of rooms in the home's interior that don't have cameras in them. So it's possible that there were other people there that night because cameras weren't watching every room. No, that's not possible. The only way up to the penthouse is through the building's elevator on the fire escape stairs, both of which are on camera. And that still wouldn't get you past the front door, which is also on camera. No one besides the two of them was there on that day. Thank you for enlightening the court about this point, Detective. What point? Oh, sorry, I'll be right back. I'm back. What point? Well, I think it's strange, don't you, Detective? I mean, how could he have possibly poisoned himself without first procuring some poison? Blackjack. There we go. What do you mean procure? Where did it come from, Detective? The poison that you're so sure was dissolved in his drink. It can't have come from thin air, you understand? It had to have been in another container at some point. Whatever it was in before probably evaporated. All of it? It only took a small droplet to kill. Your Honor, are you going to ask them to keep it civil? In a minute, sure. There wasn't any pill bottle in his bathroom or syringe in his pocket containing this apparently deadly substance. So how did he get it? What did he keep it in? The police want to claim that Dr. Asher committed suicide because they've established that his guest never had an opportunity to kill him. But they failed to prove that the victim had the means to kill himself. And I guess I'll be the one to move things along. The Delta didn't come out of thin air, Counselor. And it didn't come from a syringe, either. Here we go. Where did it come from? Dr. Asher was able to drip the poison right into his cup. Straight from the source. Shit. That's way too specific to be a bluff. Oh, so she knows what it is. Allow me to submit into evidence Exhibit G. A piece of machinery found in Dr. Asher's laboratory. Sold under the product name Nanofacturer. Oh, I know this one. It's used in delicate scientific work to produce nanomachines, chemical compounds, and polymers. That's the same machine I saw when Dawes gave me a tour of the production floor. Very good, Your Honor. It's a valuable tool in any scientific laboratory, and Dr. Asher was well acquainted with its use. As a matter of fact, he had a number of presets coded into it. Even the android can see where this is going. With just a few taps, he could reproduce any number of specific substances for his research. Or any other chemical his heart desired, really. You'd think Rancock Mechanics would allow their product to be used to produce illicit chemicals. Using the nanofacturer to make unlicensed drugs does go against their terms and conditions. So Dr. Asher's warranty is certainly null and void. But they can't hard-code their machines to prevent the production of a drug that hasn't been invented yet. That's... Dr. Asher died when his respiratory system failed because of a depressant overdose. For him, it would have been peaceful, like falling asleep. You see, he didn't need to commission a synthetic drug from some street vendor, or an exotic poison from overseas. He could produce Delta at any time, in the comfort of his own home. A quick and painless death, readily available in under a minute at the touch of a button. Specifically, preset number 19. Damn. Damn. Oh, I thought I actually had something for a moment there, but I was playing it down his hand the entire time. Seems like we're done with this witness, Your Honor. Yes, ma'am. But before we move on, perhaps we should take a moment and put together a timeline of events as we know them. Not for me, of course, just in case someone else might need it. Simple enough. We know that Dr. Asher left the parlor and went down to the basement at 7:36. That's where he got the whiskey and the cups they drank from. How long would it take? We need the footage of his time in there to see if he actually got it from that thing. The camera show him return to the parlor to drink with the witness at 7:40. And of course, we know that he fell ill and passed away shortly thereafter. Any objections so far, Counselor? Not at this time, no. The timeline you've described is accurate, as we know it. As you say, with this latest piece of evidence, we now know that Asher could have easily dispensed the poison directly into his cup by placing it inside the manufacturer, activating the preset and simply waiting 2 minutes. It only took 2 minutes. Easily accomplished during the 4 minutes he spent off camera from 7:36 to 7:40. Wouldn't you say? Oh, a complete timeline of events. He had the means, he had the only opportunity. Seems like we're about ready to wrap up here, no? Where are we on that loading bar of yours, Sarah? Adonai, I had a feeling you'd say that. Well, Counselor, are we done here? We gotta try. Feels like we're missing at least one biggie here, folks. Namely, motive. Oh, right. I knew that. I wasn't getting excited to finish early or anything. This is a preliminary hearing, Counselor. Our focus should be on the evidence, so... It just feels like an awful waste of taxpayer dollars to get us all down here for debate and not get to the truth of the matter, you know? So... I was hoping we wouldn't have to go through this next part. What are you talking about? Your Honor, if it pleases the court. Oh, new evidence! Gimme! There's a recording of our phone conversation. Dated at 6:30. Oh, it's talking to the boyfriend. Oh, boy. Dated at 6:30 p.m. last night. Between the deceased and a man he was in a relationship with. A man named Isaac Porter. Porter and David's breakup call. If Emma wants to present it here and now, then the content must be... relevance, Your Honor? Yeah, that... What bearing does this recording have on this case at hand? It establishes what emotional state the deceased was in on the day he died. Cool! Begin playback. I actually have to make a voice for him now.
Hello.
Okay, good. I got that right, at least. Always so soft-spoken.
Isaac. Isaac, you there? Yeah, I'm here. What's wrong? Oh no. Guess I wasn't expecting you to pick up. Well, why not? Did you mean to call me? Yeah, I did. Gonna ask me how I've been? Yeah. How have you been? Christ, David. What's the matter? Whatever it is, whatever I did, I'm sorry. Whatever you did. That's alright, man. I'm sure you are sorry. I just don't want any more apologies from you. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't think I want anything from you anymore, David. What do you mean? Shouldn't have done this. It was unnecessary. My bad, man, for not taking the hits. With you, it's always better left unsaid, right? More efficient that way, so you can keep working. Isaac, if I've been distant with you, or... No, you haven't been distant with me or cold with me or anything with me for a while now. Isaac, just forget it, man. Forget I called. Forget it all, yeah. Just forget we were anything but strangers. That's all we are now anyway. Isaac, recently I've been distracted, I know. No, don't worry about it. Really, we're good. Oh. Okay. So, do you need anything, or should I?
Oh my god. He really doesn't understand. I think he doesn't I think he's not quite getting the hints. It seems. Where did you even get this? All of Dr. Asher's incoming and outgoing phone calls were recorded by the building's penumbra system, and the recording continued for several seconds after each call was ended, for quality assurance. Remind me to check the terms and conditions on my next phone bill. Shall we hear the rest?
Gotta be the last time. The last time I let someone. The last time.
Father. It might be just a call, but it makes for pretty damning evidence at this point in the discussion. Emma's got her means, opportunity, and motive all lined up. So why is she looking at me like that? That was depressing. Can we finish up without anything else that horrible? Emma's never been apologetic in victory. So does that mean this is just pity? Less than 2 hours before Dr. Asher died, Isaac Porter ended their relationship over the phone. This court can make a reasonable assumption about what kind of mental state Dr. Asher was in last night. That was a bad move, Miss Rockford. Then, if the people have nothing further to add... I've been feeling off my game all day. Caught between corporate inbreeders and ant-brain protesters and... But pitying me. Here and now... That's all it takes to get my blood properly boiling. It's about time for... me to call my first witness, no? Oh my god! Oh, this sprite. This sprite is everything! This sprite is everything. You want to keep going after that? What are you doing, counselor? Just calling the ultimate silver bullet, rock solid, slam dunk witness a girl could ask for. Is here good? Does it matter where I put my hands? Miss Starling, thank you for coming here today. Of course. Whatever I can do. What is your relation to the deceased? I was his executive assistant at Noble Electronics. I would arrange his meetings, coordinate communications between him and other departments. That sort of thing. Ultimate silver bullet. Starling's the only play I have right now. The only stalling tool I have left. For now, I should just focus on getting as much information from her as possible. The classic bluff. Whether or not it's useful would at least buy me some time. While Jess was being sworn in, Sarah mentioned that the hard drive's about 60% decrypted. Considering the rate Sarah's gone at so far, there's maybe another hour left. I might be able to stall that long, if I talk real slow. I'd like to ask you a few questions about Dr. Asher. Please answer them to the best of your ability. Right. Dr. Asher was a well-known public figure, but was he well regarded professionally? Of course. Dr. Asher's work set the bar for the entire automated independent world. Stay focused, Spearmint. You say you coordinated his communications. Were there ever threats? Did people ever express an intent to harm him? Objection. Calls for speculation. Intent. I'm feeling that's gonna be a sustained. Did anyone ever threaten him? There were times when he was the focus of negative attention. How so? Dr. Asher was a favorite subject of many conspiracy theorists. With all his contributions to the field, it was easy for them to make claims about his influence. They'd say that his work was plagiarized or that he was hiding illegal subcommands in the technology he helped develop. And people would contact him about these conspiracy theories. Relevance. Whether or not people wanted to kill him. Well, withdrawn. Miss Starling? People would attempt to contact him, yes. But their messages were always too vague for that police to take action on. They would say that he belonged in jail, or that he couldn't avoid the truth, or that someone should do something to shut him up. Did they ever talk about hurting him? Yes. But, I always turned the messages made straight over to the police. Yeah, I'm seeing that on the record. Yeesh. Who writes this stuff? All those cases have long since been resolved, Your Honor. And none of the parties involved have had contact with David Asher in years. The police take harassment very seriously. Something you want to add, Counselor? Just clearing my throat. May I continue? You worked with Dr. Asher for many years. Did you have a relationship outside of work? Did you ever talk about anything besides professional concerns? Sure, we've gone out to dinner or been on weekends. I think he liked to pick my brain since he needed relationship advice a lot. Even if he didn't realize that was what he was asking for. I'd like to think that he knew he could talk to me, but... Did he ever talk to you, or to your knowledge anyone else, about hurting himself? God, no, never! Do you know of any history he might have had with mental illness? Depression? Anxiety? No? So when you heard the people argue that Dr. Asher had done this to himself, I was shocked. I couldn't believe it. You were saying that you can't believe. Objection. On what grounds? Asked and answered, stalling. And also, the people have documents that would be of interest to the court in this matter. Juicy! And what matter specifically are you referring to? The deceased's mental health history. Emma wouldn't be speaking up if she didn't have something real. So what the hell is this about? We have private correspondences that describe it. If they're private, then they should not have been obtained by the people without his permission. He can't get permission if he's already dead, and we're well within our rights to obtain evidence as it pertains to his crime. Convincing! Damn. I didn't honestly expect to stop her from admitting her evidence into the record. But I was hoping to at least slow her. Where are you on that footage? 77%. Approximately. Shh. I need to buy whatever time I can, however I can. Even if that means running out the clock as a punching bag. I have here messages between Dr. Asher and a psychiatrist he was meeting with and speaking to for the past year. Along with paperwork detailing how this treatment was covered under his platinum plan. Platinum? I don't intend to air all of Dr. Asher's secrets here in the court. Oh, okay, I guess. But I am prepared to read excerpts of messages and transcripts from phone calls, which, when put together, paint a clear picture of the kind of stress David Asher was experiencing, and dark thoughts he was struggling with. Transcripts of his phone calls. I'll admit them into evidence, assuming there are no objections. Object? No, I accept what she said. No, I do object. Oh, damn it. Oh, that was... Say that the first time, yeah? Oh, that... Okay. On the grounds of foundation. Where did you say you got this? It was retrieved from his digital records. There's no reason to doubt its authenticity. Even if I were to point out that David had an executive level 4 plan, not a platinum plan. Really? Really? Yes, really. It's all there in the record. This is easily explained. David had an executive plan that Noble managed for him. And he was also seeing the psychiatrist, both in person and over the phone. Your own witnesses attested that he dealt with stalkers and was worried for his privacy. So it's easy enough to reason that he had a separate insurance policy he paid for on his own. Even if only to keep one thing out of Noble's grasp. Sure, easy enough to make that assumption. But that doesn't make it correct. David used a separate insurance to hide the psychiatrist from Noble's spying. No, he was smarter than that. It feels like it should be this one. David may very well have wanted a private psychiatrist. Someone who didn't work for Noble, who would have had his best interests at heart. But if so, he wouldn't have contacted them over the phone. Nobody knew all his phone calls were being recorded. Oh, I should have raised the ante. God damn it. That's... Oh, you can hover over Emma's portrait to check the claim you're objecting to. I see. Thank you. David Asher was well versed in having every aspect of his life overanalyzed by data-hungry parasites. Do you really think you would try and hide mental health problems from them without a second insurance policy? Apparently, yes, since I'm standing here with evidence that is exactly that. Does it, though? Pardon me. Yeah, like, what exactly are you suggesting, counselor? Still not done decrypting? Well, it's difficult to... Right. What the hell? Might as well swing for the fences at this point. I'm not trying to muddle the issue or confuse the court, Your Honor. And I would never make outlandish, unsubstantiated claims just for the sake of causing drama. What are you? I'm merely concerned that D.A. Rockford has been an unwitting pawn in an act of corporate espionage. Oh, that's what all that other fucking stuff we heard about that was going on before. That's why we got all that in the evidence before. What? If the markets were to open Monday with people believing that David Asher, the man who programmed the brain of every noble android, was battling mental health issues for the last several months. Objection! Mischaracterization! Foundation! All the rest! There are no corporate spies in this courtroom, counselor, and there are no boogeymen hiding under the bench. Oh, thank God. David Asher was a once-in-a-generation intellect, an extremely valuable human asset to his employers. And his employers' many enemies would do whatever it takes to destroy his credibility, now that he can't defend himself. And he was also your personal. You shouldn't even be here arguing this case in the first place, counselor. Now you're trying to call the police as evidence, gathering into question. All because you can't admit that the past several months, your friend has been seeing a psychiatrist every Monday and you didn't know. That is... sorry, but like... Did you still need me up here? The witness will refrain from interrupting when girls are fighting! Yes, ma'am. With how my luck's been so far, Sarah's progress bar is probably moving backwards right about now. And Emma's patience is wearing thin. This could be my last shot to create any kind of reasonable doubt. I'd be happy to wrap up my questioning if the court will allow. That seems cool with me. And my evidence, Your Honor, will be entered into the record. I'd like to hear a bit more testimony before deciding. That's fine, Your Honor. As you were, counselor. At this stage of the game with the score where it's at, I can probably only ask one more question. Better make it count. So what can Starling tell us that no one else could? If she hadn't called me this morning, I wouldn't be standing here. And she only did that because... of Sarah. Miss Starling, we're all gathered here to try and figure out what happened to Dr. Asher last night. So please tell us, what exactly did he last? I'm gonna say contact. When was the last time you had contact with Dr. Asher, Miss Starling? Well, that's pretty easy to figure out. Let me just... Yeah, it was last night at 6:57 p.m. We texted back and forth. There are records of some texts, but they're flagged as work-related. Oh, there are records of some texts, but they're flagged as work-related. Does the court really think they're relevant, Your Honor? Relevant? I'd say it does. It could very well be. This line! It'd be the single most important piece of evidence in this whole trial. What? I just got chills. Hey, we get to see your eyes. Don't know why, though. Must be a coolant leak. The defense doesn't know what they're talking about. On the contrary, these texts are a vital piece of evidence that changed the timeline of events as we know them. Yep. We know what happened to David last night, generally speaking. But the order of events is critical. Especially if Emma wants to make claims about David's state of mind. That's right. This was after the phone call with Porter. Chronological order. You can't change your mind or he's returned. Okay. Oh, wait. Yes, that's it! Thanks to Miss Starling, we've now got a much clearer picture of the night's events. We know that Isaac Porter and David Asher broke up at 6:30. And I was rooting for them so hard. And we know that David messaged his assistant, Miss Starling, at 6:57. David is on camera with the witness from 7:30 to 8 p.m. And he was declared dead not long after. The people don't object to this timeline of events. But we do question Counselor Morgan's reason for belaboring it. One last question, Miss Starling. Yeah? What was the nature of your conversation with Dr. Asher? Well, actually, we talked about you. And how he wanted you to have his android. That android there. Putting his affairs in order, I guess. It might appear that way. Can you specify what his instructions were exactly? Oh, that's right. He could have said something about wanting to see her tomorrow and stuff like that. Oh, that's right. Didn't he say that? That he wanted to, like, give her personally or whatever? How did he want this done? Well, he wanted me to bring you to his penthouse and help you get set up as the android's new owner. Yes, Miss Starling, but when did he want this to happen? Well, he said it was pretty urgent, and I should do it first thing Tuesday morning. Tuesday. There we go! There we go! First thing Tuesday morning. Oh, I've hit the jackpot. David Asher didn't like doing anything on Mondays. And he was going to be in attendance. Well, actually, yes. He said he would work from home to help us. No way he intended for us to have that much trouble getting to... Oh. Oh! To summarize, then. Half an hour after he had already had his breakup and half an hour before his guest had arrived. He was planning an appointment that would require his presence with you for next Tuesday. That's right, he was! Not something you would think to do if you were planning on dying that very night. Yeah, you're right! That's... Your Honor. If David Asher was preparing for the week ahead a mere hour before he passed away, don't you think the people's assumptions about his mental state ought to be re-examined? That's... Your logic is sound. Do the people have a rebuttal? If the court will allow just a moment. Oh, I will give you all the moments in the world, Emma. Sounds like an opening to me. If we assume that Dr. Asher was not suicidal, and therefore did not kill himself, we must then ask ourselves who else had the means, motive, and opportunity to take his life. Until now, we've taken for granted this idea that Delta must have come from his manufacturer, from inside the house. Adonai. Not right now. Oh, the footage is ready. No, God. God! She's too into it. Oh God. But even if that's true, which it may not be, that doesn't mean that he was the one who used the nanofactorer. Adonai! Would you allow me one moment to confer, Your Honor? Sure, why not throw away your momentum? I'm in the middle of something, Sarah. I can't afford to let Rockford. I've gained access to the hard drive's files. Seriously? As I said, progress with this type of encryption is exponential. It can be difficult to estimate. Right, okay. Do you have the footage from last night? I have the file. Have you watched it? I thought you'd want to know right away. I suppose it doesn't matter. Either this has our silver bullet and we've got a case, or it doesn't and everything falls apart. That seems quite risky. It's the least risky path to victory we have. Seeing how it's the only path to victory we have. Screw it. Upload it to the court computer. Yes, Adonai. Thank you for your patience, Your Honor. Your Honor. I'm awake. And I'm getting a pretty hefty chunk of video data for breakfast. You're submitting security footage into evidence. New security footage. The police corroborated the witness's testimony using the house's cameras. Security cameras installed by Noble as part of the penumbra system that showed the parlor, the kitchen, but not the basement. During the course of my investigation, I uncovered a hidden security circuit buried in the deceased's own home system. What? The people say that Delta must have been in Dr. Ash's cup because there's no other way for him to have ingested it. But we never saw him or anyone else put anything in his cup on camera. Because he must have poisoned his own drink off camera. Exactly. What? That's the only possible explanation. That he added the Delta to his drink off camera. He placed his cup inside the nanofactorer, activated it, waited 2 minutes, and then walked upstairs to his death. But I'm about to present to the court footage retrieved from his basement. Footage that will show by the time he retrieved the cups in his basement, it was already past 7:38. Meaning he didn't have the opportunity to poison himself. One clip of footage will prove all that. If it doesn't, I'm completely screwed. But it's not like I can lose a preliminary hearing extra hard. Anything other than a royal flush here means I'm bust. So, better to be the joker who dances. The data has been entered into the court record. Sarah, show us when Dr. Asher entered the basement. Yes, Adonai. I'll search for it now. Here. On screen. That's the bar. And the timestamp is 7:36. There. David's grabbing the bottle of Rose River. And leaving. At 7:37. Just under the wire, as it were. Is that it, then? I came this far just to... Wait. Did he have the cups with him? Ooh. Is there a sound? None at all. Keep going. If he had to go back to get the cups. Counselor. Oh, shit! Oh, no! I was thinking that. Oh, no. I was thinking this as a worst-case scenario. What's that android doing on camera? It's at the bar. She gave him the cup. Oh, God. The android gave him the cups. Shit. Shit! That machine never stepped on camera upstairs. Not once. You don't know its whereabouts on the day of his death. It could have poisoned the cup whenever it wanted. Shit, shit! What is this? I don't understand. Your Honor, the courtroom cleared. Understood. Please, someone. Oh my God, we're gonna defend Maya after all. We're gonna defend Maya after all for the second part of the case. Please, someone. I don't know what's going on. Sarah, you need to shut down. Please tell me what I'm looking at. I don't remember any of that. Do we have callers available? Sarah, shut down now. Adonai, please. Please tell me what I... That's an order. Is it off? Yes, it's off. I've seen this before. I won't do anything until I reactivate it. We don't know that. We don't know anything about this thing anymore. That's... Your Honor. In light of this most recent evidence, the people would like to withdraw their charges against Dr. Asher and end this preliminary hearing. It has been made abundantly clear that David Asher did not commit suicide. Very well. The charges are withdrawn and the defendant is free to go. Well, as free as he can be in the afterlife. This case is dismissed. Congratulations, Counselor Morgan! Yay! Chalk up another victory for Morgan Esquire. Now all I have to do is deal with the shitstorm of the decade. Oh boy! Well, okay, I think this is a good place to stop for now. Oh god, am I gonna even know that this is my safe? Let me just get to a point where something actually comes up. Well, oh, here we go. I managed to prove David didn't kill himself. Cause we're gonna get the part 2. This is how we get investigation phase 2. Oh, and the second court phase. Oh, wow, this is so exciting. Oh my god. Holy schnapps. All right, you guys. Until next time, which should be on Friday. Yeah, today's, yeah, Friday, because tomorrow will be fucking Tokyo's Energy. So until next time, I will say so long, farewell, auf Wiedersehen, good night. You're all the sweetest of hearts. See ya.